Hello everyone, this is Javamonk, and welcome to episode 56 of my survival series. This episode, I would like to focus on a neglected part of this mansion. That is here. So, over here I have a netherwood farm, and also I have access to breeding up the cows for this Vindicator-powered animal farm that I built eons ago. But today, we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus instead on this room right here, which is intended to be a mushroom farm. We're also going to focus on the room above it. Whoa. Okay, got some thunder going on. Okay, there is also a room over here that has also been neglected. Right here. And this is also a mushroom farm. So today, I'm hoping to get both done in one episode. To get both a giant mushroom farm and a small mushroom farm built. It's not necessarily going to be the most efficient farm of all time, but I want that kind of farm. I've never built that kind of farm before. So, I'd like to at least attempt at building one. Okay, bad news. Either I have to plant these mushrooms on Mycelium Rapunzel, and I have no idea where the nearest Mega Taiga or Mushroom Island biomes are, so that's out of the question. Otherwise, I'm going to have to grow these mushrooms in a very dark room, which unfortunately means that you viewers will not be able to see what I'm doing. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, so I pulled out my night vision box only to realize that it is empty. So it looks like the brewing system that we set up eons ago is finally gonna get some use. Okay, let me just get so to make night vision potions, I'm gonna need netherwood, golden carrots, and redstone. Golden carrots shouldn't be a problem. I just need to run down to the bulk storage to get some netherwood and redstone. Okay, here is the brewing system right next to the villager breeder that I built eons ago, but doesn't quite work like it should have. So, I guess first off what we need is some glass bottles, which of course I forgot. Okay, let me just run down to the secondary storage, aka the bedroom or base of operations. Let's see here. I think it's in the brewing chest. Yeah, okay. Got 30 glass bottles, I only need 27. I just need one shulker box full of glass bottles. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, the that brewing system doesn't work like it was intended to, but instead it's more like it's just a glorified distribution system. So let me just fill up these glass bottles. There we go. And then just gotta put them into this. Oh, looks like this chest minecart's already got some stuff. Very well. Looks like we've got extras. Okay, and then this hopper minecart is supposed to collect the potions once they go into the brewing system. So, I hope that doesn't mess with anything. Yeah, of course it does. Okay. Whoops. Okay, let's try this again, this time without... Okay, let's try that again, this time without pushing the hopper minecart on its way. Oh boy. I guess this is before the... I guess I built this before the incredible lag of the bulk storage room. Okay, so some of these already got 3 bottles, and a couple of them have 2. Or 1. Okay. Just gotta send this chest minecart on its way again. There we go. Until all the brewing stands have 3 bottles in them. Okay. Okay, time to brew up a batch of potions. So let's see. Suppose I can just put the... Okay. Are these supposed to be full with stuff? I don't know. Okay, so netherwood goes in here. There we go. That's a bit bizarre. I'm pretty sure that's not how it's supposed to work at all. Okay, let's try this. So we got netherwood in this dropper. So now I just pull down this lever. Okay. And now the hopper minecart comes along and brings out... why is it bringing gas tiers? Okay. Take... I don't know what. Here we go. So there go all the droppers. And now here comes the hopper minecart. At least it should. And it should be dropping off netherwood. Yes, finally. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And then after that, it's gonna need to drop off golden carrots. Okay. How many brewing stands are even in here? There's 4 here. And how many on this side? 5. Okay. Whoa. Nice sound. Okay, so all of these should be now awkward potions. Now all I need is to just get some golden carrots for my food supply. And plop them in here. Okay.
Here we go. And now, the hopper minecart comes along and drops off these golden carrots, which should be brewing stuff into the night vision potions. Except for this. Except for these 4. Are these still aqua potions? A couple of them are still water bottles. What in the world?
Oh, because the droppers didn't do their job. Okay. That explains things. Well, the night vision box is filled now, so we're also gonna have to redirect this hopper stream because it's gonna get in the way of the mushroom farm. So that hopper can stay up there for now, but we're gonna have to redirect it at some point. Okay. Next up, we're gonna get rid of all the previous decorations from when we first conquered this mansion. And once again, the reason why I even still have the decorations from the mansion when we first took it over is because I'd rather have the default decorations than nothing at all. Because empty rooms are just depressing. Okay. Pretty soon we're gonna have to take some night vision potions so that we can plunge into total darkness and begin work on the mushroom farm. So the design I'm going with is one that's kind of a mix of what I saw on the Minecraft wiki and what I saw and something that I just kind of came up with on a whim. So I did not test this out at all in creative mode, which should make this kind of interesting. So for the small mushrooms, and this is where I explain something I don't understand. So the way that these small mushrooms work is that randomly they will spread to some other block within a 3x3 area. And this spread happens randomly, and also the position of where it ends up also happens randomly. So the idea is that I can shift the floors underneath the mushrooms after a set amount of time, and it'll break all those mushrooms. Well, maybe I could use water, Yeah, I could probably get away with water in this area. So just basically I'm going to have some water that will wash out the mushrooms, and those items will flow into a hopper, which will flow into a chest. I'm not expecting this to be very efficient. In fact, if this is efficient at all, then I will be very surprised. Then again, this might be one of the few times when I underestimate something and it ends up overflowing my storage system. Okay, here we go. Let's now take this night vision and we can now plunge into total darkness, and you guys can still see, especially since I went into Optifine and turned off particles. Okay, here's the plan. So first off, how big is this room? 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks wide. Okay then. We can link this one more block. Okay. Well, maybe we don't have to. Yeah, we do actually have to, because we need the ability to have some. Never mind. We can expand in this direction. Yeah, there we go. We got the jungle wood decorations on the inside part of these walls. So I can build things like mushroom farms. Okay, I'm just gonna dig out all this extra wood and begin work. Okay, so the mushrooms are going to be spreading around here, and mushrooms can pretty much grow on any block as long as there's enough light. As long as there is not enough light. Right, so now all I gotta do is just place some dispensers over here. And these dispensers will have water that will just flush out whatever... They'll just flush out whatever mushrooms happen to grow here. So, let's see. If I get some... I'm gonna get some water and fill up those dispensers and see how this works. So I just found out that you can't actually place mushrooms on things like hoppers. So with these cedar mushrooms over here, I'm gonna need a hopper minecart running underneath them. And of course I forgot about the water. Okay, let's see if this even works. I'm gonna place a water bucket in here and then power the dispenser. And of course it does. Okay then. Okay. We have to do some research on how to actually make these mushroom farms work. Okay, here's the solution. I could just plant the mushrooms, the cedar mushrooms, one block above the actual flooded plain. So very slowly they'll just crawl over in this direction, and every now and then this water will just flood them and push them against this side, at which point I can just place some sort of hoppers or hopper minecart underneath those mushrooms. Okay. I think this might work. We're gonna have to have a very slow hopper clock, but we can even put 2 layers here. One for red mushrooms, one for brown. Okay, let's test this. So I'm just gonna put some gold blocks into this. So this is basically just a etho hopper timer that doesn't seem to be working at all. Why is this not working? That's weird. Oh, because I built it wrong. Duh. Okay, hopefully this works. So I'm just gonna put some red mushrooms into this hopper clock. I'm gonna have to put in some more items in there later, so that it's a nice and slow hopper clock. Nonetheless, this should work. So every now and then it's gonna spew out some water over here, and that water will wash out whatever mushrooms happen to grow here. Okay, it's time to build the second layer, and this second layer is going to be dedicated entirely to brown mushrooms. So this shouldn't be too difficult to build. And of course that's the only dispenser that currently has water in it. So let me get some water and put it in all the other dispensers. I just had a thought. There's a way to get basically infinite water buckets. So you fill up a glass bottle 3 times, and then you can fill a cauldron with that. And now water does dissipate when you fill up a glass bottle from it, but check this out. Ta-da! Interesting. It's not a very efficient way to do it, but it is certainly doable. And you could keep doing this. And you could get infinite water with that. Quite interesting. Is it just me, or do brown mushrooms emit a very faint light? That's sure what it seems like. They do emit light. How interesting. I had no idea. Right, so here come the dispensers. Right along here. Oops. There we go. And then over on this side, we're gonna have to place a torch tower somewhere around here. And this looks like the good side to do it. Okay. Maybe real quick, speaking of torch towers, let me get over to where I have my redstone supplies, so that I could get some redstone torches. Here we go. And now ender pearl back, and kablam. And kablam. Okay. Now, this torch tower is just gonna connect the 2 dispenser lines. Here we go. And of course that's gonna power that dispenser, but that's okay. That shouldn't cause too many problems. And if it does, I can always just remove that dispenser, because the water isn't going to flow all the way out. And then from there, it's okay to have this alternating like this. There we go. Now all we gotta do is use that cauldron trick and get some water up here. Here I am in an often neglected portion of the mansion, and this has the chicken farm, which, oh my golly. Okay, so here's the Vindicator powered chicken farm. I also have a sugarcane farm, which seems to have broken. And past here is the hallway. In fact, past this gate right there. So I'm going to use, since this area of the mansion is pretty much unused, I might as well use it to have the hopper minecart travel up. So I'm going to have one hopper minecart handle both the red mushrooms and the brown mushrooms, since they seem to spread slowly enough to actually do that. Here we go. Just going to go up a block like this and just spiral around until we can get something to work. Kind of like this. Here we go. And there we go. Ta-da! Okay. That's not gonna work. Okay. How about this? There we go. That'll work. Okay. And now I gotta find a way to get back. Now I gotta find a way to get back there. Here comes the test to see if this works. At least for the hopper minecart portion. So it kind of dips under the mansion over here, where it's eventually going to lead to For now, it's going to lead to a double chest, but eventually it'll lead to the bulk storage room. Here we go. Let's make sure it actually gets there and back successfully. And it's back. Or not. Okay. There we go. Now it's back. Yay! Okay, and the hopper minecart unloader works. So now I'm gonna clean up and we can get to work on the big mushroom farm. Well, now this room is sealed off, so there's no light able to trickle in, except, and the only access is through this little hole, which will lead to this double chest. Okay, neat. Probably not going to be collecting enough resources to have to check there too often. But there we go. We now have a small mushroom farm. Let's now get to work on the big one. So I was looking up various YouTube videos on huge mushroom farms, and I came across this design by Xisumavoid. This is a really simple design, but unfortunately it requires the use of something like mycelium, podzol, or very low light. Now, if I decrease the light here, then mobs would start spawning, and I don't want mobs spawning in the mansion. Also, if I don't currently have access to mycelium or podzol. So I'm going to build up this design, and then I'm just going to cover the entire platforms with these birchwood slabs. So this being a really simple farm, it's up to us to make it complicated. So let's see. Brown mushrooms tend to be quite large, so we can have the actual farming bit over here. So we can just do. I need to watch the video again, but I'm pretty sure this is how it was. So yeah, this is how it was. And this is ridiculously easy to build. Now all I need is a slab. So let me just put a temporary block here, and just gotta place a slab right there. And there we go. That's the farm, all constructed. Except we now need to decrease the light so that we could actually use this thing properly. So this is where the birchwood slabs come in, and we're just gonna cover the entire room with these birchwood slabs. And then once we're done with that, we can test this farm out. And then we can make things a little bit complicated by semi-automating the process. Here we go. I'll get back to you once I'm done slabbing up this area. And now, let's now test this out with some red mushrooms. And I'm going to need some bone meal, but that's okay. The point is that I can actually place it, which is good. That was the intent. Okay. Now how do I get out? Okay, here goes. One red mushroom is gonna go in, and now we bone meal it. And it should grow. Please grow. Why isn't this working? Okay, maybe we'll have more success with a brown mushroom. Let's try this out with one brown mushroom and see if this works. Please grow. Any minute now. What is wrong? I must have done something wrong, because this is just ridiculous. Now, what could I have done wrong? The space seems okay. I moved the mushroom growing structure back, but it didn't seem to do anything. This mushroom still refuses to grow. Weird. So here I am in the test world, and unfortunately it's super brightly lit, so I must use Izuma's technique on growing these mushrooms. That being placing a dirt block, and then placing the mushroom, and then removing the dirt, and... okay. And then quickly bone mealing until it actually grows into a tall mushroom, which doesn't seem to be working. What is up with that? Does it not grow on regular blocks? Does it only grow on things like podzol? Yep. Okay. So it grows on things like podzol, and I assume mycelium is among that. So it grows on things like podzol and mycelium. Will it grow on dirt? Let's test that. Let's take a red mushroom and just... okay, so it'll grow on dirt. But it's not going to grow on just a regular solid block. Okay. So I guess that's our problem, is that we have just wood for the mushrooms to grow on, not dirt. So just get dirt. Okay, let's try this again, this time with actually placing the proper thing to actually grow mushrooms on. And that being dirt. Here we go. And now we just follow the step-by-step instructions given by Xisuma's video, which is still, it's a really simple design, assuming that you actually build it properly. And you actually build it on something that, build it out of something that mushrooms can actually grow on. Here we go. And now just some, whoops, not there. Now we just need some stairs there. There we go. Slabs like that, and I guess a slab like that. Okay. And then just need 2 slabs right here. And finally, the one, I don't think we need the extra slab going across, so here we are. And this is indeed a half slab. None of this is spawnable, which is good. Okay. And now, for the ultimate test, does this work? Red mushroom, grow. There we go. Perfect. Okay. It works on red mushrooms, and I can climb up here and nice and easily collect all these items, collect all the mushroom blocks, which I can later use for something aesthetic. Here we go. Ta-da! We now have a whole ton of red mushroom blocks. And now, let's try it with the brown mushroom. Here we go. And it works. And this is really where the stair steps come in, because then I can just climb on up here and get my fill on brown mushroom blocks. Okay, this is really cool. We now have a super simple, pretty much redstone-less mushroom farm, which therefore means that it's too simple. Let's semi-automate this process, so that way I don't have to, I don't accidentally miss out on any resources. Or basically make sure that I don't accidentally forget bone meal or something like that. Here we go. First of all, the improvement I'd like to make is adding a dispenser to automatically dispense bone meal. So there we go. Just need a dispenser there. And then we can just wire up some quick redstone. Here we go. So this is just going to be a rapid fire clock, which will be activated by a switch. So pretty much the fastest clock available is one that uses observers, which is the one we're going to use because I have too many observers. I have so many observers that I just don't know what to do with them. So here we go. Just gotta place one observer there, and then one observer like this, and then dig out this butch slab floor and make sure it's all slabs. Here we go. Make sure to spawn-proof all this redstone. Here we go. And now all we need is a sticky piston. There we go. And there we go. All I need now is a slab and a lever. There we go. Okay, now we have a rapid fire clock for bone meal, which we can now fill up with actual bone meal. Here we go. And that is the auto dispensing circuit. Next, I'd like to build a circuit to automatically collect whatever mushroom blocks happen to fall on the ground. So I'm right now putting slabs on top of these hoppers so that I can spawn-proof them. And I hope this is enough hoppers to cover the area. Okay, here we go. And all the items will end up in here. So now, let's test this out one final time. So let's break this ender chest so that there's no light in here. I'm not gonna be able to I'm not gonna try to stop the light from here, but that's okay. This is far enough away where the light shouldn't be too big of a problem. So I'm just gonna test out one red mushroom and one brown mushroom. Here we go. Red mushroom. Whoa. Okay. That was fast. Now I just gotta go in here and break it all down. Most of it I'm gonna collect manually, but some of it is gonna be collected by the hoppers. Right? Yeah, okay. Cool. And I'm gonna end up accidentally breaking the structure. Maybe it wasn't such a smart idea to build it out of wood. Okay. Let's get this last red mushroom and toss it into the hoppers. And now let's test out the brown mushroom. There we go. And now we just gotta break down this brown mushroom here. Okay. This mechanism works, and it's super awesome. It's pretty efficient, and it's not too much work now to collect plenty of red and brown mushrooms. Plus we also have the automatic system of collecting the red and brown mushrooms by themselves, the non-giant variety. So I think that's gonna do me for this episode. So here's a view of what we did today, or this episode, from the view of my camera account. So we built this giant mushroom farm, and we also built a mushroom farm for the small mushrooms that spread on their own. So far, let's check on the progress of this. I think this farm it activates too quickly. I'm really not sure why none of these mushrooms have spread. I'm gonna need to look into that. But there we go. We now have two different mushroom farms. And let me switch back from the camera account so I can sign off. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The episode brought to you by this fun guy. Sorry, couldn't let that joke slide. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next Saturday for episode 57, I believe. See you then.